Have you ever stopped to wonder why almost every school ruler is exactly 30 centimeters long? It's such a common object that most of us never question it. Yet this seemingly ordinary measurement has a surprisingly practical history shaped by science, education, manufacturing, and even the size of our hands and desks. The answer isn't random, and by the end of this video, you'll see why 30 centimeters became the worldwide standard for one of the most familiar tools ever made. Let's explore, right here, on History of Simple Things. The story begins long before plastic rulers filled classrooms. In ancient civilizations such as Egypt, Mesopotamia, Greece, and Rome, people measured length using parts of the human body. Units like the cubit, foot, palm, and finger varied from one region to another, making trade and construction difficult. During the late 18th century, the French Revolution sparked a movement to create a universal measurement system based on science rather than the human body. This led to the birth of the metric system in 1799, with the meter becoming the fundamental unit of length. As the metric system spread throughout Europe and eventually much of the world, manufacturers needed practical measuring tools for everyday use. Instead of producing rulers a full meter long, which would have been bulky and inconvenient, they settled on 1/3 of a meter, 30 centimeters. It was compact enough to carry, yet long enough for most common measuring tasks, making it an ideal standard that quickly gained popularity. One of the biggest reasons 30 centimeters became the preferred length is simple convenience. Most objects people regularly measure, books, notebooks, sheets of paper, tools, fabric, and classroom materials, are smaller than 30 centimeters. A ruler of this size is long enough to handle the majority of everyday measurements without being awkward to store or use. It easily fits inside backpacks, desk drawers, pencil cases, and filing cabinets. A much shorter ruler would require frequent repositioning to measure larger objects, while a much longer one would be harder to carry around and more prone to breaking. Another important factor is ergonomics, or designing objects to fit comfortably in human hands. A 30-centimeter ruler can easily be held with one hand while the other hand writes or draws. Its length provides enough stability to create straight lines without feeling cumbersome. Whether someone is sketching, drafting, or underlining text, the ruler offers a comfortable balance between reach and control. Manufacturers eventually realized that this size worked well for children, students, artists, architects, engineers, and office workers alike, making it a practical choice across many professions. Paper sizes also played a surprisingly important role. One of the most common paper sizes in the world is A4, which measures approximately 29.7 centimeters along its longer edge. A 30-centimeter ruler can span the entire length of an A4 sheet in a single measurement. This makes it perfect for drawing borders, measuring margins, and creating diagrams without moving the ruler halfway through the task. Since schools and offices use A4 paper extensively in countries that follow the metric system, the 30-centimeter ruler naturally became the perfect companion for everyday paperwork. Manufacturing efficiency also encouraged this standard. Producing millions of identical rulers is far easier when every factory follows the same dimensions. Standardized molds reduce production costs, simplify packaging, and make quality control more consistent. Retail stores can stock a single common size instead of multiple lengths, while schools can purchase rulers in bulk, knowing they'll suit nearly every educational activity. Over time, this widespread consistency reinforced the popularity of the 30-centimeter ruler until it became the default expectation in many parts of the world. Interestingly, not every country uses 30-centimeter rulers as their primary standard. In countries like the United States, where the imperial measurement system remains common, 12-inch rulers are widely used instead. A 12-inch ruler measures about 30.48 centimeters, making it remarkably close to the metric version. This isn't a coincidence. 12 inches proved to be another practical compromise between portability and usefulness. Today, many rulers are dual-marked with both centimeters and inches, allowing people to work comfortably with either measurement system depending on the situation. The design of the ruler itself has also evolved over time. Early rulers were crafted from wood, ivory, brass, or other durable materials. As industrial manufacturing advanced during the 20th century, lightweight plastics became inexpensive, durable, and easy to mass-produce. Transparent plastic rulers offered an additional advantage by allowing users to see the paper underneath while measuring or drawing. Despite these changes in material, the familiar 30-centimeter length remained virtually unchanged because it had already proven itself through decades of practical use. Today, laser measuring devices, digital calipers, smartphone apps, and advanced surveying equipment can measure distances far more accurately than a simple ruler. Yet the humble 30-centimeter ruler continues to survive because it's affordable, reliable, requires no batteries, and instantly provides accurate measurements for countless everyday tasks. Sometimes the simplest tools endure because they already solve the problem remarkably well. So the next time you pick up a ruler, remember that its 30-centimeter length wasn't chosen by accident. It represents centuries of evolving measurement systems, scientific standardization, thoughtful design, and practical experience. From the birth of the metric system to modern classrooms and workplaces, this modest tool reflects humanity's ongoing effort to create standards that make learning, building, and communicating easier. It's a perfect example of how an everyday object can carry a fascinating history hidden in plain sight.
Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.